Good morning, everybody. J.R. Fisher here. It is Tuesday. What's today's date? The 11th. 11th of May. Can you believe that? I mean, last year at this time, we were like in this, I can't say the word. That's right. We're not allowed to say that on YouTube. We were in this illness worldwide, and we still are? Seriously? And it started like, what, March of last year? Welcome, everybody. If you haven't been here before, I do a live streaming Monday through Friday, actually Monday through Saturday, to help you guys start, run, and grow your online businesses. And that's what we're doing. But we can't ignore the obvious, can we? James says I'm loud and clear. He's got 81. James, I've only got 71 going for you today at cloudy, partly cloudy and 71. And you understand, I told you the other day, May gray. That's what it is in San Diego. May and June are two of our coldest months. Is that crazy? May and June. We got May gray and June gloom, and he's got that beautiful 81 degree weather. He's already smashed the like button, which I need to remind everybody to do. Hit that like button if you would, guys. It means so much to me. Don't forget to subscribe. There's a big subscribe button down there. And ring the bell. Turn on all bell notifications so you're notified each and every time I go live. Man, I'm excited today. Today's a great day. Isn't today a great day? We're all alive. We're all here. We get to spend time with each other. We get to share information, make a little money. My promo's been just killing it on our canned meats. We're doing really well. And if you don't know anything about me, I own a company called Survivalcave Food. Let me put that in there. Survivalcave Food. Google it. And if you Google Survivalcave Food, you will get millions of hits. And Paul says, what do you got going on, Paul? 55? Well, it's called Hot Springs. Why is it 55? That sounds chilly to me. Hot Springs with rain. I appreciate you being here, Paul. I really do. All you guys that show up here every day, all you guys that comment, all you guys that watch this after it's live, all the comments I get. I got to get in there and answer comments today. I've been lax. It's been a couple days since I've done that. So I'm going to get in there and get that done. Today we're going to talk about building an audience and 5 ways we can do it. Paul says, by the way, the keyword influence video was great. Thank you. Tons of nuggets there. Thank you so much, Paul. That's very kind of you. I appreciate that. I also appreciate you telling me I need to update my free course, and I do. I was sitting there talking to Jessica last night, Paul, and I said, you know, Paul's right. He told me my free course is just not up to par, and I've got to work on that. You're right. I do have to work on that. I got to put some more stuff in there. What I was thinking about doing actually is giving some people an intro, like the first 2 or 3 modules to one of my other courses, absolutely free. And then if they want to continue on, they can pay. But I was thinking about doing that. I thought that would be pretty cool. We've been working on so many things, guys, last night. I mean, Jessica has been working so hard for me. Understand when we get really busy at Survivalcave Food, she has to get all those orders processed. We got to get them over to the warehouse. We got to get our accounting done. It's a lot of work. She's been working hard, so I edited a few videos for her last night to try to contribute, which wasn't much, but it was something I could do, right? Do you think we might discuss health? If you live without energy and have pain, you won't be able to do your best, will you? You know what, James? You are totally right, and I would probably put your health at the top of any list. I mean, any list. Sean Stevenson, who you know, I got to meet and spend some time with. I wouldn't say we were close friends or anything, but he was in a wheelchair. He had brittle bone disease, and he exercised every day. I mean, he could barely move his body, and he was trying to do push-ups and sit-ups and whatever he could do with his body. And I think that's the biggest thing, and not to get off track, but you got me off track, but I want to talk about it. That's the biggest thing, is people don't appreciate that they can do things. They think about all the things they can't do. You know, Sean always thought about the things he could do. He was a pretty amazing person. We were talking one day, and I was saying, you know, that I spoke to groups, and so did he. And he says, well, I'll always have you beat. I said, why is that? He says, because I'm more memorable. I said, well, yeah, you are. You know, you're less than, 2 feet tall or 3 feet tall, and you're in a wheelchair, and you're scooting around on the stage. And yes, you are more memorable than me. You are totally right. The content was great, but you're much better now. And is Sears still around? That's a good question. That is a really good question. Is Sears still around? Let's check that. You got me on that one. I don't even know. Let's see here. Is Sears still in business? Let's see what they say, Paul. They liquidated over the past decade. Let's see here. Currently, the last story, is Sears still in business? It says over 100 of them are in their final days, but that was in January. Maybe they are gone. You know, there's one not too far from our house in Escondido, and it looks like it's closed. I know there was one at UTC Mall. It's closed. I think they're out of business. I think they are. Let's see here. January 2021 reports that had verified there are just 60 Sears and 32 Walmarts still open. So I guess there's a few open. Sears was awesome. They were for many years, weren't they, James? And those of you, and I'm going to get on to building the audience in a second, but those of you who grew up and are a little bit older, you remember the Sears catalog? Do you remember getting the Sears catalog and you'd get the Christmas one with all the toys? Oh my God, it was amazing. It was like this thick. I mean, it was something that I would spend hours looking through. We didn't have a whole lot of money, but man, I love looking through there. James says Sean was awesome. Yeah, he was. He was a great guy. Like I said, I was lucky enough to spend some time with him. And it was funny because when I met him, he was in his wheelchair, obviously. He's always in his wheelchair. But I reached out to shake his hand, and he looked at me and he went, no. He says, bring it in, bring it in. He wanted to give me a hug. And that's what he did. He hugged people. So sweet, sweet person. He really, really was. Do you recommend to post on our site? What do you recommend to post on our sites? And, you know, I'm going to get into that right now. Let's get into that. First thing I'm going to tell you is if you want to make money online, you need to work for free. What? Yes. If you want to make money online, you need to work for free. Now, I'm talking today about building an audience. You can ask any questions you want. But everybody is thinking, I need to find my audience. I need to find my audience. Where's my audience? I want to find my audience. It doesn't work that way. You don't find your audience. What you do is you go out and you serve people. You serve people. I'm going to talk about several ways you can do that. But you serve people and they will find you. That's basically how it works. When you go out and serve people, when you go out and help people, when you go out and do stuff for free, like I'm doing right now, your audience will find you. Don't be thinking about what you need for you, because everybody thinks of WIFM. Everybody knows what that is. That's what's in it for me. And if you're always out there trying to get stuff for you, and I was talking to my wife about that yesterday because she wants to get to 25,000 subscribers on one of her channels, and she was saying that in her video, and I said, don't say that. I said, you know, talk about what you want to do for other people, because that's what they care about. They don't care about if you have 25,000 subscribers. They care about what they get from you. And that's what we got to remember as marketers. Sears wound up owned by Kmart's. I think actually Sears bought Kmart is the way that worked. I don't know. It's kind of like past me. They suffered from bad management. Lowe's handles Craftsman brands, tools that Sears had. Yeah, when I saw that they sold their Craftsman brand, I knew they were dead then, because that was their brand. I mean, you can't sell your brand. Who are you then? You don't identify as anything anymore. Everyone from my generation loves Sears. Yeah, and Montgomery Ward's too. I will bring that up. I'm not trying to date myself, but I spent a lot of time at Montgomery Ward's too. I remember years and years and years ago, I was much younger, and I was in my early 20s, and I had a lot of debt, and I went to Montgomery Ward's, and I needed a washer and dryer, and I didn't qualify to get the credit. It was like $600 for the two of them, and I couldn't get the credit, so I had a family member actually help us out. But I remember Montgomery Ward's. I do remember them too. So this audience thing, let's talk about it. What's the first thing you can do? First thing you can do is get your thoughts out there in a blog. So that's number one. Get your thoughts out there in a blog. You need a website of some sort. Okay, you need a website of some sort. You got to go somewhere and post your thoughts. And that's why I think a website is so good to have that. I have Kartra and I have a website. Matter of fact, I have 50 websites. I have a bunch of websites. But the point is, by doing that and getting your thoughts out there, somebody will find you. They will. It's going to take time. This is not something you're going to do in a week or a month or maybe even a year. It's going to take time. So that's the first thing you can do, is get your blog going. The next thing you can do is go out and help people out in social media. So go to Facebook. This is number two. Go to Facebook. Go into groups that are, around what you do. Like, I would go, and I did this, I went into groups that talked about making money online, and I would offer suggestions. I would post videos about ways that I made money online that could help somebody out. So I actually use that social media out there to get that job done. The next thing you can do is you can offer free downloads. This is number 3. Put together a PDF, put together an infographic, something that's going to help people. Maybe it's steps on how to build a website. Maybe it's steps on how to cook a roast. Maybe it's how to, sharpen knives, whatever it is. But number 3 is you got to give this information to help people out. And if you do that, and a lot of people say, well, I did a PDF and I didn't get much out of it. You did one, huh? You just did one. Yeah, you did one. You got to do more than one. Let's see here. Let me get to my other screen. There we go. And I think that's where a lot of businesses fall short. Like Sears, we were talking about this a second ago. They didn't keep up with people. They didn't do stuff for people. Their customer service faltered. Their selection faltered. Their displays looked old. It just didn't keep up with the times. And I remember Target, and I'm up to number 3, guys, just to keep track of that. I remember Target years ago when I lived in San Diego, I would say in the late 80s, they were just run down and gross. There was just nothing to them. And at that time, Target was not even on the East Coast. And I would look in there, I'm like, this place is going to go out of business. It's just going to go out of business. And then on the East Coast, years and years later, when I was on the East Coast, they opened a Target, and it was cool. They had plastic carts, which I thought was cool because all the other carts were metal, and they rolled nice, and all the displays were pretty, and everything was that red tone in there, and they had the big Target dot, and I was like, wow, this is a different Target. But what they did was something that Sears didn't do, is they kept up with the times. They reinvented themselves, which is what you got to do constantly. You got to constantly reinvent yourself. If you think of actors and singers and all these people who are really famous, who've been around for many years, they always reinvent themselves. I think of Snoop Dogg stands out a lot in my mind. Man, his longevity has been amazing. And most rappers, they're good for a few months, maybe a year or two. Snoop Dogg has made himself relevant. He went on cooking shows with, Martha Stewart. He was actually the commentator for the last Tyson's fight. He did different things. He reinvented himself. He wasn't just a rapper, so that's something else that you got to keep in mind. That's how a lot of these stores lost themselves. Let me look at some of your comments here. While I agree, I think you need to blend great content with marketing your brand. True. Buddy targeted his audience and built to 35,000 people in 3 months. Switched to organic and now at 103,000. Wow, that's good. Buddy, I think that's the guy you told me about the other day, Paul. I'm not sure. Most companies that are gone had no engagement. Yeah, you're stealing my number 4. You're stealing it. Met guy who was in charge of their social media campaigns. Really? And my number 4 is engage with your audience. Engage with them, okay? When you start posting this stuff, when you start doing this free content, when you start getting in these groups and Facebook, engage, okay? If somebody asks a question, by all means, you need to answer it. And I don't mean answer it with yes or no. I mean, if somebody says to me, let me think, what's the best price products to start with in e-commerce? Okay, I'm going to answer that, and then I'm going to follow up with a question. And Paul, you've probably seen me do that. When somebody asks a question, I may say, well, I think the best price is in that $10 to $20 range. If it's a cold audience, if it's a warm audience, it could be a much higher priced item. Tell me, what is the type of items you're thinking about offering, or is it a service? And I'll give you a different answer. So I'm going to answer their question, and then I'm going to respond back with another question. And the reason I'm going to do that is I want to keep the conversation going, and I want to help that person out. But by asking another question, I'm going to get another comment. Platforms, whether it be Facebook or YouTube or Twitter or whatever, they reward you for engagement. So if you're getting a lot of comments, and this is number 4, if you're getting a lot of comments and you are not engaging, you're not answering these people, they're going to quit sending you questions. A lot of times I don't know if you've done this, I'll think about commenting on a video, and I'll see that they've got some comments down there, And I'm thinking, I wonder if they even read these things, because I don't want to waste my time if they don't. And what I'll do is I'll click on some of the comments that are already there to see the replies, to see if the original publisher ever replied to these people. And if they didn't reply to these people, guess what? I don't put any comment on their video. They've lost engagement. They've lost engagement because I've already checked them out. I look to see if they're actually responding to people. If they're not responding to people, I feel like they don't even care. Now, I get it. If you have a huge audience, if you get thousands of comments on your videos, I understand you can't answer all of them. I don't have that problem, but I might one day. But here's something I do also understand. You can answer some of them. You can answer some of them. If you don't answer anybody on your blog, if you don't answer anybody on your YouTube channel, if you don't answer anybody who says something on Twitter or whatever, you're going to lose your audience, because they're going to look at you as somebody who doesn't really care, and you don't. I mean, obviously you don't care if you're not responding. Super important that you do that. Let's see here. Snoop embraced marketing, and definitely a student of marketing and publicity. Yeah, I mean, you look at him and you go, oh, this guy just smokes pot and he didn't care about anything. No, he's a marketer. No, believe me, Snoop Dogg is a marketer. And there's a lot of people like him out there. I'm not saying he's the only one, but he does come to mind because he's been around my whole life. It's like, and he's still got long hair, even though it starts like in the back of his head and goes out. I mean, he's got like, his forehead is like most of his head now. But that's all of us, right? All of us. My forehead's getting pretty high too. I can't say anything. Let's see here. Pennies is going to be gone soon because their engagement sucks and they don't address the outcry about bad customer service. Oh, pennies. Oh, yes. The department store penny. I thought you meant the coin pennies, and those are going to be gone too, by the way. Yeah, Pennies is probably the next one on the list, isn't it? Macy's is not far from there. I think Saks Fifth Avenue is not far from there. I think Bloomingdale's is not far from there. A lot of those big box retailers, even though some of them had expensive stuff, like Saks Fifth Avenue had expensive stuff, but so what? If your engagement's not good with your people, and if they have a snooty attitude. I know on the East Coast we had Tallheimers, and I'm curious how Tallheimers is doing now. Tallheimers was a nice store, and they really had upscale type stuff. I wonder about them. Let's see here. Just reading some of the comments. Morad, what's up? What's up? What's up is what we're doing today, right? We're helping people build their audience. And we went through number 4, and we're hitting on number 5. Now, number 5 is one of my favorites. Hang on one second. Number 5, let me tell you a little bit about number 5. Let's talk number 5. Number 5 is free. Number 5 is free. Number 5, you can reach the largest audience in the world. It's free, and you can reach the largest audience in the world. Number 5 takes persistence. But number 5 can bring you the biggest following you've ever seen in your life. Number 5 can bring you more money than you can imagine. Number 5 takes more time than all of these other things, but it's the most rewarding one. Number 5 will get you closer to your audience than you've ever been. Number 5 will get you more engagement than you can ever imagine. Number 5 is something that will be around for years and years to come, in my estimation. Okay, you never know what's going to happen. Number 5 is still growing way faster than all of the other social platforms, way faster. Number 5 is one of the most trusted things. Number 5 has more celebrities on it, and it has more regular people on it than anything else. Number 5 is the one. I mean, if you said, well, I'm only going to do one thing, I'm not going to do anything else, I would pick number 5. That's what I would do. Do you remember Corvettes and Two Guys? Corvettes, yeah, matter of fact, in San Diego, they have a thing called the Corvette Diner. And that was around in the beginning of COVID. And let me just check it. Let's see here. Corvette Diner, San Diego. See if they still have that. And Two Guys. I don't remember Two Guys. No, I don't know that one. That may have been, that may have been a geographical thing. Corvette Diner looks like they closed in San Diego. And there it is, guys. Corvette Diner is closed. Can you see that? Closed. There, my camera finally focused in. Which was a pretty cool little place. Opens at 12 p.m. Wait. Maybe they're still in business. Let's see here. Let me check one other spot here, because Corvette Diner was really pretty cool. Corvette Diner. They are still in business. It says closed today. That's really confusing. Why would you close on a Tuesday? I don't know. Maybe they're in business, maybe they're not. Kind of hard to say. But they were owned by a small restaurant group here in San Diego. Let's see here. I'm getting ready to reveal number 5, guys. And if you think you know what number 5 is, you're welcome. I've given you a lot of hints. It's got the biggest audience. It has the biggest reach. It's growing faster than any of them. It has more celebrities on it, and it has more regular people on it. Number 5 doesn't cost you any money to do it. Number 5 can get you more engagement than anything else. What is number 5? See if you can guess it. Think you need to do a live from a mall to show the empty spaces. You think that'd be interesting? Also do a cemetery, because that's where Field of Dreams not fulfilled. Who dares wins. He's right. They say the best books never written are in a cemetery. Everybody's got a book in them. I don't care who you are. If you've lived, into adulthood, you've probably got a book in you already. Or many books. I think I've got many in me, but I got to spend my time in so many different areas. And it's really kind of exciting to me, because I've learned enough now about selling online. I remember years ago, and I think I talked about this the other day, I think it was like in 2013, not that long ago, I didn't know that much about marketing. I mean, I had made millions of dollars online by then, but I didn't really know what I need to know about marketing. Now I do. So back then, if I didn't have sales, I didn't know what to do about it. Now, if I don't have sales, I know exactly what to do about it. I know where I can go, what I can do, and how I can increase them. So that's very helpful. Let's see. Even Chevrolet designed Corvette for geezers by raising seat for people who can afford it. Tuesday's slowest day in restaurants. Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're right about that. It is a slow day in restaurants, Paul. So maybe that's why the Corvette Diner's closed today. I don't know, but that's a weird day, because they were open 7 days a week before. What's the thoughts? MeWe. Just heard about them, but not sure what they are about. Let me check this, Paul. MeWe. I don't know MeWe. If I don't know something, I'm going to tell you something. MeWe. MeWe is an uplifting next generation social network with awesome social features and no BS, no ads, no targeting, no newsfeed manipulation. MeWe has, okay, I'll have to check it out. Now, the only thing that concerns me, because there was a competitor to Facebook that asked me to join it a few years ago, and it was the same thing. It didn't have the ads. It didn't, manipulate the feed or any of that stuff. But without ads, you can't make money. And the number 5 thing I'm going to reveal to you in just a second. Nobody's guessed it yet. I'm surprised you haven't. But the number 5 thing has ads. And I think you have to have ads. You've got to monetize. I mean, how do you keep a platform going if you don't have income? You've got to have income. Corvettes was founded by Korean War veterans on the East Coast. Oh, okay. I didn't know about that one. I didn't know about that at all. What's number 5? Nobody has guessed. What is number 5, guys? You haven't figured out number 5 yet. You got to figure out number 5. What is it? Guess. I mean, I've made it so painfully obvious what number 5 is. It's the best. It's the best way to build an audience, bar none. What is number 5? The best way to build an audience. Oh my gosh, it's so painfully obvious. Okay, and I've used all the things that I'm talking about today. Every single one of them. Some I use more than others. Some I don't use now. Some I did use. But number 5 I use now. I use number 5 almost every day now. In fact, I do use number 5 every day. But nobody's guessed what it is. Nobody seems to know what number 5 is. It's the most important way to build an audience that you could possibly have. And don't be scared of putting something in there that's wrong. There it is. Paul just got it. It's YouTube. I'm doing it right now. We are talking to each other right now. You guys are chatting there. I'm putting up videos. They last forever, right? More celebrities are on YouTube than anything else, and more regular people are on YouTube than anything else. Matter of fact, YouTube has made celebrities out of more regular people than anything else. It is amazing. You can reach the biggest audience. It's not costing me anything but my time to sit here and talk to you guys. Yeah, okay. There's a camera, there's a computer, and all that good stuff. But overall, YouTube is going to get me more traffic, more interaction, more audience, more recognition. I can help more people on YouTube. I can do so much on YouTube that I can't do anyplace else. It doesn't mean I ignore all the other things. And Paul did say Kartra. Yes, I love Kartra, and that's a great marketing tool. But to build an audience, ain't nothing like YouTube. Nothing like YouTube. YouTube is freaking amazing. YouTube is the single best way to build an audience of anything that's available to you. If you just did YouTube and you did nothing else, if you just did YouTube, you could build an audience. You wouldn't need anything else. You could just do it. Hi, Morad. Happy to see you're joining us. Geezers. I guess we are kind of geezers, aren't we? It is funny, though, guys. In my audience on YouTube, my audience is 18 to 34, and that is 86% of my audience. 18 to 34. And it varies a little bit every day by day. Let's see here. I am really surprised that given the engagement here that you're not just blowing it up right now. Hey, it takes time, and I don't really care. I do care. I want people to see it and all that stuff, but it takes time. YouTube is a finicky thing, and we're growing, and that's all I care about. Every day I get up and we've got bigger audience, and I've got more money coming in, and I've helped more people, and all I care about is the forward movement. Would I like to see 10 million subscribers? Sure, who wouldn't? I'd be a liar if I didn't. Would like to see more? Sure, of course I would. I'd be a liar if I said I didn't. But am I satisfied with the fact that it is growing? Of course I am. Of course I am. I love it. I've got videos that get tens of thousands of views, which some people never get that on their whole channel. So, and I know it's because I put out so much content. I put out a lot of content. And I don't know how many videos I have today. You can probably look at my channel. But I know it's in excess of 900 and it's approaching 1,000 videos. And that may be off-putting to some people because they say, well, my gosh, you don't have 5,000 subscribers yet and you got almost 1,000 videos. Keep in mind, the first, I would say 500-600 weren't that good. They weren't good. I didn't know what I was doing. They were really short. They were choppy. And I left them up there. Please don't go look at them. But if you go back to my videos and you sorted by oldest video, you would see they aren't that good. Okay, I wasn't good at it. I took time. It takes time to do this stuff. It takes time to get good. I had to study it. Because I was doing what I thought would be good, and that has nothing to do with reality. What you think people want has nothing to do with reality. You could be right. Oftentimes you're wrong. Let's see. I am really surprised. Okay. Think you need another book. I do. I have 2 started, Paul, and I've got a course that's almost finished, and I'm working on all those things a little bit at a time. James Breen, absolutely agree, Paul. I'm also baffled why JR's channel isn't growing exponentially because they don't. The chances of that happening are almost minuscule. If you really look at the number of channels that there are on YouTube, over 90% of them don't have 100 subscribers. That's crazy. Over 90%. And to get over 1,000 subscribers, it's impossible almost. To get to 100,000 subscribers, or is it 1 million? It's either 1 million or 100,000. There's only 2,000 channels in the world that hit that benchmark. That's pretty amazing. I think it's 1 million subscribers, but still think about that. Only 2,000 channels hit 1 million, and I watched some that have 7 million, 10 million, 12 million. It's pretty amazing, and it'd be great to get there. And one day I may not. But the point is, along the way, I'm going to help people, and that's really what I really want to do. I have money to live off now, and my bills are paid every month. How much money do you really need? I'm fed and I have shelter. How much house do you want to clean? We're building a house in Texas and it's too big for us. I know it is. How much do you really need? You just don't need much. Come on, JR. You have a fun time on this live stream. I know it. I do. It does show. I do have a good time on here. And I really appreciate all you guys. I really, really do. And I want to remind everybody too, please subscribe to the channel. That is something I need to tell you. If that button down there is red, you need to click it, turn it to gray. And you also need to ring this bell, turn on all bell notifications so you're notified each and every time I go live or I upload a video. It will notify you of that. And I've been telling you guys something wrong. I forgot I changed my schedule. My video uploads are Sunday through Thursday. I've been telling you they were Monday through Friday. About 8-9 months ago, I changed that with my video editor, and I told him the other day, I said, you forgot to put up a video on Friday, and I put one up because you didn't do it. And he's like, well, no, you told me Sunday through Thursday. I'm like, oh my God, I did tell him that. And the reason we did that was because the majority of my audience was on Sunday through Thursday, so that's why we switched that. So if you want a video upload, look for them Sunday through Thursday. If you want live videos, that's Monday through Saturday, where you can actually talk to me and you can ask me questions. So yeah, so that's what I got for you today. I hope those 5 things helped you out. If you do those 5 things, you will build an audience. I've got some exciting stuff tomorrow, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but when you go to my channel, when I schedule these lives, I'll have the subject matter on the name of the video, so you can look and see what's going to happen Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Not Saturday yet. I don't have Saturdays up yet, but I'll have Saturdays up pretty soon. And if you're interested in the Saturday ones, I do send an email out, so make sure you get onto my email list, and you'll know about the Saturday ones. I usually email you Thursday, Friday, and twice on Saturday to remind you about the Saturday one. It's a little bit bigger one. Sometimes I go a little bit longer. I don't know why. It's Saturday. I guess more people can come to it. I usually have a bigger audience on that one. But these do well afterwards. That's all I care about, is that people do get to it. They get to see it. They get to learn things. How's house coming along? It's coming along good, but I didn't get any pictures last week, Paul. I have an agent, and then I have the property, I don't know what the guy's called, project manager or something like that. And I've had 3 project managers for each stage of the house. And I didn't get any pictures. I'm a little upset about that. And the one guy I've got that's the project manager now, he doesn't do too good. My agent, or sales rep, I guess sales rep for the company, he's really good. He'll go over there and do long videos. And I put together a long video of it. I just haven't posted it because it looks kind of like I'm showing off, and I don't like doing that. But my video editor saw it because I put it on YouTube. It's a hidden video. And he says, oh my God, I saw your house. And he says, you look like a celebrity or something. He says, when you move into the house, you'll be a celebrity. And what's funny is he's in the Philippines. And I guess over there, it's like if you have a nice house, that's what makes you a celebrity. It's like, that's the furthest thing that I ever want to be. But it was very kind of him, and he really liked the house, and he showed it to his wife, and they liked it. And he's been with me going on a couple of years now, so, you know, we could talk about anything. So that's the update on the house. I'll show you pictures real soon. I know they got the cabinets in. They were trying to paint them. They were supposed to put flooring in last week. I don't know if they did or not. So we'll have to see. I know they put the frame up, form for the driveway. They were supposed to pour the driveway. Don't know if that's done or not. But I'll be looking forward to seeing that. Paul says, I'll message you later. Okay, that's very cool. I appreciate your messages, Paul. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, guys. You have a great day. Thank you so much for showing up today, and I'll see you.